Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new Hummer EV Edition 1 Crew Cab, finished off in Interstellar White, which is the only color currently available. We'll also go over the MSRP later in today's video once we get this out on the road. But we're going to start off with what powers this fully electric Hummer. So this has 3 electric motors and a 212.7 kilowatt Ultium battery pack. It's paired to a single-speed transmission, pumps out 1,000 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through all 4 wheels, propelling this 9,600 pound pickup truck from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, 0 to 100 in 8.8 seconds, with a top speed of 106 miles an hour. It also has a total range of 329 miles, and it can also gain 100 miles in 10 minutes using a 350 kilowatt fast charger. This is a pretty cool fully electric pickup truck, a lot of off-roading capabilities as well, including the extraction mode, which will give this around 16 inches of ground clearance. We have crab walk, which I'll show. Definitely a pretty cool new intro to the Hummer. So let's start up front here, where you'll see Hummer is spelled out in the upper section of all of these lights. This has LED headlights, LED turn signals with that sequential design. Now the turn signals are also multi-purpose, so they will turn blue, so that way you can tell when you're charging this, the charge level of this vehicle. Hummer is also on these individual pieces here, nicely laid out, very sleek design to it, matching the headlights very nicely. The entire lower section is gloss black. Now this has a forward-facing camera along with sensors. There's also cameras underneath the vehicle, and you can see it as I get close to it come to life there with all of those LED lights. But the camera systems are amazing for the size of this. There's massive tow hooks along with the skid plates, the brushed trim pieces there along with the GMC badge. Gives it a nice contrast against the black and the white. And you can see with the cutouts just underneath the LED fog lights how much of that front tire that you can see, giving this around a 44-degree approach angle, which is pretty impressive. Now this is a massive vehicle. Hummers were always big back in the day, but this is very, very large from each side. Bulges coming down both sides, gloss black in the middle. This even has the ditch lights as well, which is pretty cool. There's 3 lights up top. For the size of this, that is a regulation that is needed. Now for the side, 35-inch tires, 18-inch wheels with that two-tone design. More gloss black works its way to the side, where this does have the multi-purpose side step slash a rock slider being finished off in steel that can better protect the underside if you are taking this off-road. There's more gloss black along with the Hummer EV. You can see the side mirrors with a nice design. There's a camera system as well. And then for the roof, this has the 4-panel transparent roof. All of these do come off. You can store these up front, so you can use the key fob to open up this front storage area, or there's a hidden button just above the forward-facing camera. If you push on that, the turn signals will do a little dance there, and then it will open up by itself the rest of the way. Where, as you can tell right now, these are the storage containers for the roof panels. You do have to put them in a certain order in order to make it work, but you also have a ton of hidden storage space. For a pickup truck, I think it's pretty awesome. You have the exposed bed, and then you have the hidden front storage area where you can place some items as needed. You can push on that button again, use the key fob, and it will close the rest of the way. I love that use of space. And for the side design, it's cool with the two-tone design, gloss black, white, gloss black for the top section there. Nice lines running down it. The crew cab is the only model available so far for the Hummer. I think it's very proportional, especially with the size of this bed, which is right around a 5-foot bed. Now, as we work our way to the rear, there's a backup camera, Hummer EV, the LED taillights, which just illuminated with the black surrounding them. I think it's very cool. It hides them well between the white on both sides, gives it a nice hidden look. All the parking sensors are in the bumper, massive tow hooks. This can also tow right around 7,500 pounds. Pretty respectable for a fully electric truck. And then as we work our way to this cargo space now, this has the multiflex tailgate, which isn't new from GMC, but we have 2 buttons on this side. You can also use the button on the key fob. If I push this one on the left, the upper section will come down to where now you have a bed extender in a sense. You can flip up what would be the step, and now you have a little bit of extra space if you still want the tailgate up and you need that additional space. Now if we put this back, we can push this button just next to it, and now the entire tailgate will go down. We have the spray-in bed liner, massive spare tires mounted back here, along with a cargo box. And then we have the 3-prong outlet, tie-down hooks. You can put a lot of items in here. The spare tire does hinder that, of course, but if you're going for the looks of having that, of course, you will make it work. Now on this right side, we have a handle. If I push on that left button again, now that bottom will drop, and we have a step now. So if you're using this truck as a work truck, you're using it every day, it makes it so much easier to get in and out. We can also get another look at these roof panels. Pretty hard to see in, but you'll see from the outside, it is easy to see out. We have some lights just behind that too. And then I can quickly make my way down. Now you do need 2 hands in order to close this lower section, but it's not that hard to do. We can lower that handle and then raise this back up the rest of the way. So it's pretty versatile for the pickup. Of course, being a pickup, very versatile to have that amount of space. Now as we work our way to the interior, you can lock and unlock it from that back door handle. I love to see the white leather being brought in to match the white exterior. There's also all of these gold brush trim accents. It'd be cool to see the release handle finished off in the same, but we have a little bit of storage space, the Bose audio sound system, and then leather for these seats on the interior with the 2-tone design. A lot of storage space. If you don't have people in the back, you can flip these seats up. You can also hide some items right in the middle of the seat. That is not new for GMC. The rear glass also slides down. So this is one solid piece. You can raise and lower that as needed, which is pretty cool. And at 5'10", I can make my way into the back. I have plenty of room, all the climate adjustments along with heated seats, air vents, a little bit of storage right in the middle to make your back seat passengers comfortable. There's even a 3-prong outlet at the very bottom. And then right in the middle is the armrest, 2 cup holders if you need to use those, and a lot of visibility, a lot of light. With that transparent roof, you can see and have a lot of light for the interior. So I definitely like the amount of space. It is usable to have adults in the back. Now for the front door panel, just like the rear, there's Hummer EV though. The side mirrors are power folding, so there's those options, the memory seating adjustments, a lot more storage space too. And then all 4 corners do have a grab handle, so it makes it that much easier to enter and exit, especially if you have this at its highest off-road setting, which is 16 inches of ground clearance. And now that we're in, let's let the animations do their thing. And then we can fire this up and go through all of the technology features that are available. It will beep at you for a little bit here. But as we look at the digital gauge cluster, there's a few different layouts that you can go through. You have a lot of information that you can view. This is kind of like the home screen in a sense for the current layout that it's in. Now, if I scroll over on this one side, we can go to the display layout, which is what I was just talking about, where you can pull up a lot more information if you want to have it front and center, just like you can see right now. So for the off-road setting, you can monitor all that information, and then you can go through a few different ones. You have digital, which will change the entire gauge cluster yet again. And we have lunar. It is a quick system too. I really like how quick these go between the driving modes. There's not a whole lot of lag. As you can tell, it's taking a little bit of time, but compared to some other vehicles, it is pretty quick. I think it's a pretty quick system. So you have all those layouts that you can go through. Now, if I go all the way back, we have the phone again. You have the layout, some other options that you can look at. You even have some more here where you can go through a blank page. You can look at the suspension travel, which is pretty cool. You have the remote start, some other vitals that you can look at, even the off-road pitch and roll, your driver assistance, tire pressure, even some timers too, and your trip information. So you have a good bit to go through as well as changing that, which is awesome to see. Using all those controls, there's also Bluetooth as well. On this left side, you'll see all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. Now you still get power or volume and tuning for the radio on both sides, and you have this paddle over here for the regenerative braking. You can use that. It'll slow the vehicle down much quicker, but you also get that regenerative braking. Now on this left side, there's the electronic parking brake. You can open the front storage area. You can deploy the tailgate. You have the lane keeping assist, the dome light for the cargo space, along with that power outlet, a dimmer switch for the gauges. With the push of one button, you can also lower all 4 windows, which is pretty cool to see. Now above that, there's a giant air vent with more of that gold trim. And then we have a massive dash leading all the way to the center infotainment system. Now currently you can see all these icons like the camera system, which we'll go ahead and go through. I love how many different camera settings that you have for this Hummer. You can even look at the cameras underneath. So you can see those are the front tires right now. So if you're coming up to a rock, an obstacle, you can not only see what's there, you can have the split screen, and you can even get a farther back camera angle to monitor anything that you are driving over. You have one for the bed too. It is pretty awesome to have that amount of visibility. Now there's the trailering. You can go to the rear climates, look at your settings. You have some other icons that you can go into, even the maps, your phone, and look at the energy level. So of course this is fully electric. You can go through your charging schedule, look at your charging, your energy usage, and all of that information. You can even scroll through other information on this right side, so it doesn't hinder anything on that left side. We have the home dial as well, and then some shortcuts that you can add to that left side, just depending on what you use the most, which is pretty cool to have. Now underneath that, you'll see a small Hummer logo right there, and then we have all these toggle switches which are multi-purpose. So what I mean by that, clearly you can see that the heated seat is currently on at the moment, but now I can further adjust that, or I can go to the ventilated seat just by pushing on that one dial. So sync and AC went away and the heated and ventilated seat popped up, and you can do that with several other buttons like where you'd like the air to go. So I think it's pretty cool to see that multifunction purpose. Now the fan speed and the temperature dials are only strictly for those. So the ones in the middle are the ones that change, but that is pretty awesome to see. Now there's a physical button for power and volume for the radio, and then we have the heated steering wheel, the rear locker. You can do front and rear at the same time. There's the hazards, traction control, parking sensors, even the parallel parking feature. So for the size of this truck, you can quickly activate that and have that help you in those parking situations. On this left side is the trailer braking system. There's 2 air vents right in the middle, the wireless charging pad along with some auxiliaries. You also get 2 cup holders right in the middle, and then we have the shifter, of course, for reverse, neutral, drive. There's also a low range gear, and then park is on that right side. And then we get all of these controls for the suspension, so you can raise and lower the vehicle. The one on the left side is for an email address to GMC, so if you have any questions or concerns, that will pop up on the infotainment system. On this left side, if I push on this once, this is for the rear wheel steering, so you can turn it on, off, have it in auto. And then if I hold on this for about 6 seconds, we have crab walk coming to life. You will see a tiny little orange crab right on the infotainment system there. So that means that you have activated crab walk, and now you can do this, which is pretty awesome to see. For the size of this truck, crab walk and rear wheel steering will make this truck very maneuverable, especially in tighter situations. Of course, I'm just demonstrating it right now, but that is an awesome feature. And then if I rotate this dial, you can actually go through all the different driving modes, and you can do it very quickly. Look at how fast all of these graphics change. So you have a few different driving modes just depending on what you need to do. In case you're hauling a spaceship, you have the tow and haul mode there. So pretty cool to see that. There's also the one pedal braking, so you can activate that as needed. And then underneath that is a lot more storage space for any items you'd like to place, along with the amount of room that's in the glove box there, or the center armrest, and the glove box over on the passenger side. We'll take another look at this interior. Very, very nice. And as I mentioned earlier, with the transparent roof panels, all you have to do is pull on both of these tabs. Hopefully that's a good angle. And from there, I can actually start to lift this entire panel up and off of the vehicle. I won't be driving with them off today, but that is a cool feature to have for this pickup truck. But let's go ahead and get this out on the road. And with a quick acceleration behind the wheel of the Hummer EV, it's still crazy to me to have an acceleration like that and to hear pretty much no noise. You don't hear any of the batteries. There's no engine, of course, so there's no exhaust note. It provides you with a nice, comfortable ride, obviously being fully electric, but there's really no wind noise or road noise. it is a comfortable 6-figure truck to drive. And that's crazy to see. For the price tag, this might be seeing more pavement than it does off-road situations. But personally, if I bought the Hummer, I would want to take this off-road and really see what its capabilities, at least for the dirt, are, because so far this is very practical. It's very capable for on-road situations. We even have a pretty good range for a 9,600 pound truck going over 300 miles on a charge. That is pretty impressive to see, at least for me. I'm not around a whole lot of electric vehicles, but I think that is still pretty decent for this truck. And it honestly does not feel like it weighs as much as it does. The brakes do a good job. It gets up to speed very quickly. We can merge into traffic just like we are about to do right now. Visibility is very easy to see. And it's just a nice place to be. So if you're someone who wants an electric pickup truck, the GMC Hummer is a cool option to go with. I love this interior. So for over $100,000, you know, they're selling used for over $200,000. It's something, if you want it and it's available, you have to jump on it, because they're not making that many from year to year, and they're in limited supply. So with that, the demand for them can justify the price. You know, that's the way that the market is going. That's what they're going to go for. I don't know if I would spend that much for a Hummer, but I think that this is cool for someone who wants it and is going to enjoy this fully electric pickup truck. And I think that is going to wrap up my time behind the wheel with the all-new GMC Hummer EV. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion, Buick GMC, for providing this fully electric, all-new pickup truck for me today. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.